What is a separate interest QDRO? Have you ever wondered how retirement accounts are divided during a divorce? One important tool in this process is the Separate Interest Qualified Domestic Relations Order. This legal order helps divide retirement accounts fairly between spouses. A qualified domestic relations order is a court order that allows one spouse to receive a portion of the other spouse's retirement plan. This is especially important in divorce settlements. Retirement accounts like pensions and 401ks are often considered marital property. This means both spouses may have a claim to these funds. To transfer retirement assets legally, a qualified domestic relations order is required. This ensures that the transfer happens without triggering taxes or penalties. A separate interest qualified domestic relations order specifically divides the retirement account so that each spouse receives their own share. This differs from a shared payment qualified domestic relations order. With a shared payment order, the alternate payee only receives payments when the original account holder starts receiving benefits. In contrast, a separate interest qualified domestic relations order sets aside the alternate payee's share at the time of divorce. This allows each spouse to manage their portion independently. Typically, a separate interest qualified domestic relations order is used when the account holder is not yet receiving payments. This means the account is still growing and has not entered the payout phase. Once the account is split, the alternate payee can decide when to start receiving benefits. This independence allows both parties to make their own financial decisions without being tied to each other's choices. From a financial perspective, a separate interest qualified domestic relations order can provide clarity and control. Each person's share is clearly defined, reducing conflict and uncertainty. For instance, if one spouse wants to retire early, it does not affect the other spouse's ability to access their share. However, there are practical considerations to keep in mind. Not all retirement plans allow for separate interest qualified domestic relations orders, especially if the participant is already receiving payments. The specifics of how the account is divided, such as the percentage or dollar amount, must be clearly stated in the order. Both parties should review the terms carefully and consult with legal or financial professionals. This ensures the order meets their needs and complies with the plan's rules. A separate interest qualified domestic relations order is a useful tool for divorcing couples. It helps them fairly and independently divide certain retirement accounts, giving each person control over their financial future after the marriage ends.